Water for health. Didn't work. Hello everyone, welcome back to Foster the Meeple, a channel all about board games and board gamey things. And today, it's one of those board gamey things kind of days because I am here with a board game journal video. And if you're wondering what in the heck is a board game journal, really glad you asked. Board game journals are kind of similar to like a bullet journal. So I have a bullet journal kind of thingy here that I put different things in, like, you know, my life. There's crumbs in it. That's part of my life. So like in my bullet journal, I have like my year in pixels, which is my moods for the day. I have like my habit tracker of habits I want to track, movie club, all of that stuff. So I've got a bunch of stuff in here. And if you're interested, I mean, maybe at the end, I'll kind of flip through this a little bit to show you what I do in here. But this year I wanted to make a separate one that is just for board games and board gamey things. It's not complete, and typically with these types of things, I usually will like add things as the year goes on, but I thought you might like to see kind of what I have done so far and what I'm going to be kind of keeping track of in a more analog, physical way, because I really like to write things down. I have everything on the computer. Like I have BG stats, I have all of those things, but I still like to write everything down because I think there's just something very nostalgic and fun about doing that. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do today. It's not like a huge, massive journal with like hundreds of pages. I try to kind of limit myself to what I think is realistic. And then some of them are still kind of a work in progress because I'm still trying to decide what I want to put in certain places, etc. So with that being said, let's dive into it. So starting with my journal that I have selected, funny thing happened when I bought this journal and this one. I spilt my water all over them. And so they have like water stains. You probably can't even see it. So that was unfortunate, but it's fine. It survived. I'm going to put the links for the journals that I have that I'll be showing you in this video in the description below. I just get them from Amazon. I'll be honest, this one is not my favorite, and this one I think I like, but the point of the matter is I decided to get grid paper instead of dot paper. I prefer the dot paper, but the grid paper is just, it can be easier, you know? I'm also going to put the link for my favorite kind of bullet journal in the description, which is also from Amazon. It's a little bit more expensive because I knew I wasn't going to be doing anything super like beautiful, I guess, in this one. So I didn't want to get anything too expensive. Maybe you feel the same. I don't know. Anyways, now I'm babbling. So this is the journal. I have some stickers. You can see some stuff. Maybe we'll add some stickers throughout the video, but I have bought some over the garden wall stickers, which is what is on here. This one is also from Over the Garden Wall. I like to decorate things with stickers because I like stickers. All right, so when we open it up, ta-da, you can see this is part of where it got wet. That's fun. So I just have Jamie's Board Game Journal 2025, very like preteen Jamie-esque. You'll love to see it. So first page, I have nothing because it kind of folds weird, but the next page, so the first thing that I kind of have lined up in this journal, and once again, I'm going to explain why this is not my favorite journal when I show you my actual like daily journal, but it's totally fine and totally functionable, probably not a word. So the first thing that I have is my gaming year in pixels. So I put all of the months, January, February, March, April, May, June, Jason Derulo. If you know that joke, you know that joke. And so basically what this is tracking is how many games I played that day. I have to update some of these, so I still keep track of everything in BG Stats, like I said. This is including both virtual, like online plays on BJ, as well as physical plays. And what I'm enjoying about this is it's going to kind of give me a yearly view at just how many games we played in a bit more of a colorful and visual way. So I have black for 0 plays, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then if it's 10 plus, it's just going to get this color. So there's already one day where I've played over 10 games, which is pretty great. But most of these are probably going to be like within the 1 to 5 range because that's typically what I do. And if you're curious for the BGA stuff, I'm only counting when I finish the game because obviously through BGA and async, you're playing the same game kind of over a period of time. So if I finish the game, that's the day it's going to get recorded. I have a couple days to catch up on because I think today is the 28th. So I still have all of these days to do. I'm using my phone. Otherwise, I would do it with you here. But that is my gaming year in pixels, and I think it's going to be really fun to look at. And since we're here, let's put this little duder in. I'm just going to stick some stickers in while we go because I want to. I also bought, this is from Adventure Time, which I love Adventure Time. So I also bought a bunch of these. And there, look at that. He's so happy. He loves playing games, just like me. All right, next page. This is to track all of my BGA games, so not plays. I've already played Harmonies like a bajillion times, but it's just easier for me to like do it this way. Just visually in my brain, I find it so hard to go through Board Game Arena and be like, okay, what games did I play? All of that stuff. Don't ask me why. So these are my BGA plays of 2025. Once again, I am like, this is not trying to be pristine. Like I have some messy writing in here and there's lines that are going to be all janked and whatever. It's more of a functional journal for me at the present time than a pretty journal. Maybe next year I might try to do a prettier one, but I just wanted to have something that was functional. So for this page, I'm going to be putting all of the games that I played. So if I play it at least once, it's going to get written down here. If it's new to me, it'll get a check mark. If it's not, it'll get an X. So currently, none of these games have been new to me this year. Then at the end of the year, I'm going to come in with my number of wins. I might do a percentage. I might do number of wins. And then the best score that I achieved playing that game. And then I will rate all of the games. And I'm going to rate the games as they perform on Board Game Arena. So like something like Harmonies, I mean, it's a mix of like, I love the game and I think it plays great on BGA. It's probably going to end up getting 5 stars. Who's to say? But it's going to be a star rating. But that's kind of what my plan is here. And I've saved multiple pages for this because I play a lot of games on Board Game Arena. So that's kind of the gist of this little section here. Next, the channel, we have the Shelf of Shame. Bum, bum, bum. So with this one, I did it so messily. I kind of wish that I would have taken my time a little bit more with the boxes, but I don't know. I was like doing it and I didn't have much patience for anything that day. So on the Shelf of Shame page, so it's a 2-page layout, I have 100 boxes on these shelves. I have more than 100 games on the Shelf of Shame. I think Jeff and I have like 300 or something bananas like that. It might even be more. But I want it to take 100 of those games to be the ones that I focus on this year. And you'll see some are still blank. The reason for that is my collection on Airtable is not fully up to date because since we've moved studios, it's freaking chaos. So I think what I'm going to do is wait and fill out the rest of these and then update my collection when we get the all play shelves when they're delivered, which should be in the next couple of weeks. And then when I get all of the games on the shelves and I can visually see them. So some of these we just have at home on our shelves. So I knew that I wanted to play that and I kind of looked through like the collection on Airtable. But if you're curious about what some of those games are that I'm like determined to play this year, Clank Catacombs is one, Bardwood Grove, we have Broom Service I really want to play, Chocolate Factory, Sand, Dungeon Cart. There's a bunch that it's like shocking that we haven't played yet. So this is the Shelf of Shame and it's almost like a to-do list. And then when I have King Hill twice. Don't worry, I did buy whiteout. I didn't bring it with me, but I did buy some whiteout because I knew that was going to happen. Once we do play a game from the shelf, I will color it in, and I'll try to color it in using like a color that is similar to the box color. So for Bardwood Grove, I'd probably pick like a green and use that to color it in. But that's the Shelf of Shame. When I kind of go through this journal a little bit, you'll see that I typically like to leave some space for decorations, but I had enough room for exactly 100 games, so it worked out, kind of. Next up, we have physical plays, get it on the table. So for this one, I'm just highlighting all of the days that we actually physically get games to the table. It has been something that has been a bit of a struggle for us in the past couple months for whatever reason. We've been in almost like a gaming slump. Like we'll have something set up. Like right now we have Adventure Realms set up on the table and it's been there for like 3 days. And I think the problem is now that I specifically come to work here, that when I get home, we're a little bit tired and it's just like somebody that actually goes to work at their real job out in the world. They come home, they're maybe too tired to play a game. We just need to get back into like a groove, because right now the groove, Stella lost her groove. We need to get back to it. So I think it's important for me to actually be able to visually track and see how often we're getting games to the table physically. So right now, only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think there's another one maybe somewhere in here. So let's say 7 days that physical games have gotten played in an entire month. Doesn't really feel that great, but that's kind of what this is all about. And then at the end, I can kind of see which months we're getting games to the table versus we're not. And this is a little bit better for me than on BG Stats because I'm not great at marking the locations on BG Stats. Like last year, pretty much every game said BGA just because I didn't change it. So this will kind of give me a good indication of like, oh, maybe in January, like we just don't play a lot of games on the table, whatever it might be. Doesn't really matter. Next up, we have board game bingo. So I have a similar thing in my other journal for reading, but this is just kind of like a fun way to kind of track some of the different stuff that you're doing in gaming. So I just randomly wrote a bunch of things that I hope to achieve this year, but I'll read you them. So played a solo game. Obviously, I've already played Final Girl like 4 times, so check. Played a game at least 10 times. Spooky game, played a nature game, played a classic, called a game, hosted a game night, play at least 20 games from the Shelf of Shame, played 100 games, played a Lacerda game, because we have a bunch that I want to play this year, finished a campaign, played a dexterity game, free space, which I need to color in. Let's color in the free space here together. I also, since we're talking about it, and I'm highlighting right now, all of these highlighters that I got are from Amazon. These markers are from Amazon. One thing about, these are like the alcohol-based markers. They bleed through like crazy. So you'll see they bleed through. So I typically put a piece of paper or something like that on the other side, and then I just won't put anything on the flip side of that page if I want to have some pretty colors, because I do. Anyways, where were we? Played an expansion, party game, played a Uwe game, played a prototype, play at least 10 button shy games, played a co-op game, play a game with an app, attend a game convention, game from a debut designer, a war game, a 2025 release, or backed a game on Kickstarter. I can also color that one off because yes, I did just back a game on Kickstarter. I backed the new Rococo Patisserie or whatever it's called. There's probably some other ones here that I can cross off, but that's fine. That's the idea of the bingo card. You can literally put in whatever you want, which is exactly what I did. And can we fit a sticker? Oh, I want to fit a sticker on it, but I think this one's fine. These stickers are a little bit too chonked, but it's fine. This frog wants to be on the bingo card. And if you're curious, these are some of my designs for Cozy Gull Studios upcoming launch coming soon. I have some like different dicey characters, and this is my Swifty Gamer cardigan, which I'm obsessed with. But anyways, that's the board game bingo. Next up, we have 2025 releases to play. These are the top 10 games that are supposed to be releasing in 2025 that I definitely want to play. So I made these into stickers. I printed them off on sticker paper and I cut them with my Silhouette cutting machine, but of course you could cut them by hand. You could just print them on regular paper and glue them in, or use double-sided tape, or draw them or write them in, whatever you want to do. But I decided to do this because I like so visual, it's so pretty. So the 2025 releases to play, these are the top 10s that I want to get to. We have Speakeasy, which is from Eagle Griffin Games, Layers from KTBG, Hunt for Blackbeard from Fort Circle, Merchants Cove Mastercraft. This is one that I backed on Kickstarter that is currently starting to deliver, and I'm very excited. This one is a new edition. This is a Lord of the Rings like pandemic game. So it is called, what is it called? Fate, Lord of the Rings, Fate of the Fellowship. So I want to play that. We have Critter Kitchen, which is Cardboard Alchemy and Lucky Duck Games. Delivery Witches. I backed this game on Kickstarter, and it's essentially Kiki's Delivery Service, the board game, but it's not the IP. I haven't heard anybody talk about this. I think Ben, our friends Ben and Sarah, sent it to us through Discord and they're like, have you seen this? And I immediately backed it, so I'm excited to play it. There's Tea Witches from the Op, which I'm also really excited about because it's Sandara Tang's art, which I love. Then we have Molly House, which is from Whirligig Games, a new one from Cole Whirly. And then this one is, how do you say it? Apistocracy. I don't know. Aprostocracy. I don't know what it is, but it's really pretty. And I saw it all over a bunch of different conventions this year. So those are 10 that I want to play. And yeah, look, here, I ripped out a page because I fudged something up. So maybe we'll put our ghosty dice here. So yeah, like I said, these ones are my original designs. They are printed on a glossy sticker paper and they are water resistant. Beep. And we'll put him right at the bottom. He's so cute. He's holding a dice and it's a 1. He died of natural causes. All right, next up we have BGG Top 100 Have We Played It? We are going to be revisiting this series. If you remember, when Jeff and I first kind of got into content creation, we had a whole series called BGG Have We Played It? And we went through the top 1,000 games, 100 games at a time. And a bunch of people have been requesting that we revisit that. And so that's what we're gonna do. So I haven't like completed this yet because I didn't want to give any spoilers, but same deal as the 2025 games. I printed this out on sticker paper and then I just stuck them here because it's just more fun to have it be visual, and I do have a space here for more. For some reason though, my cutting machine was having a really hard time, and I had the first like batch, maybe, I don't know, the first like 60 printed, and then it cut them all janked. So these are the ones that cut sort of okay, but I'm going to continue putting the stickers on, and then as we play them, I think I'm going to outline them. Let's do purple. No, we should do something that's a bit more orangey because of BGG. Oh no, purple. BGG is purple and orange. You'll love to see it. All right. So like if we've played something, this is not a spoiler, everybody knows that we've played Brass Birmingham. I might just outline it like that. And then we'll give ourselves the year to see how many we play. And this is not like, have we played it this year? I might make some notes afterwards to be like, we played X number this year, but this is gonna kind of give us a visual reference of the ones that we haven't played and to think about maybe we should play them. So that's what this one is. It's a little bit rough at the top. It's fine. Then we have an added to the collection page. We didn't need it, but we got it anyway. Just is what it is. So this is just to keep track of the games that we add to the collection throughout the year. I gave myself an additional page, although honestly, this is January. we're going to need more pages. And if that's the case, I'll add some maybe to the back. So here we have just the name of the game, the publisher, and whether or not it was gifted or if we purchased it. This is a bit of a spoiler for upcoming haul, probably, so don't look. And then it'll just continue on to the next page. Then I've set a couple of challenges, which Jeff doesn't know about, but I thought would be fun. I think it'd be kind of fun to see by the end of the year if we can complete the alphabet challenge, which is where you play a game that starts with each letter of the alphabet. And then what I'm probably going to do as we do it, I'll probably add in stickers of the game covers. So I know that we've already done some of this, like I've played Final Girl, we have played Civolution and Lord of the Rings, A Fellowship of the Ring, the trick-taking game, etc. So we're going to be able to crush this one with the exception of maybe like X, Z, I don't know. We'll see. But that is the alphabet challenge. Then this is going to be a fun one. So I want to challenge Jeff and I, and we'll do a whole video probably about this, but I would like to play 10 YouTubers' #1 game. So I picked 10 of our friends who also happen to have YouTube channels and decided that we're going to commit to playing their #1 game of all time. Spoiler alert, if you haven't watched any of these top 10 videos or top 50s or whatever, you're seeing the #1s now. So maybe skip ahead if you don't want to hear this. But for Nick, it's going to be The Prodigal's Club. Thank God, we love that game. For Mike, it's Wayfarers of the South Tigris, which we have played, we loved. We haven't played it since. Monique, it's going to be Lisboa, which I'm beyond excited to play. We just got our copy, so 10 out of 10, can't wait. For Naveen, we have Brass Lancashire, which we do own. We haven't played. We've only played Birmingham, so excited. Jenna from the Board Game Garden, Castles of Burgundy, an excuse for us to get it to the table, and we will be doing all of these physically on the table. So Bailey from After Evenfall, she is in the process of doing her top 100 right now. If you don't follow Bailey over at After Evenfall, I highly recommend it. She's kind of new. She's been around for like a year, but I don't know what her #1 game is, and I won't know until she finishes the list. But if it happens to be any of these, because I'm a little bit worried about this one, because Bailey really likes that game. So if it happens to be something that's already on the list, then we will keep her on the list, but I'll add another person. So Michelle from Second Star to Left, we have Fit to Print. Billy from Second Star to Left, we have Star Wars X-Wing. And this is like a miniatures game that I know Jeff really wants to try. And we do have like a local group that plays. So I think that we're going to be able to do that one. And it's just something that's totally different that I think will be really fun. And Max and Doolin from Table Knots are the last two, and they are soon going to be releasing, like at some point throughout this year, their top 50. So as soon as they do that and we know their #1s, I'll write them down. Same deal. If they match any of these, which I don't think that they will, but if they happen to, then we'll just add some people to it. But those are the 10 people that we picked. And if you're not subscribed to all of these people, the Brothers Smurf, Before You Play, the Board Game Garden, After Evenfall, Second Star to Left, and Table Knots, you should be, because they're all awesome and we love them. Boop. Blank page. All right. Then we have the gaming tracker. So this is literally just tracking plays in the same way that BG Stats might do it. But once again, I like to have analog version, so I'm doing it this way. This is and this is physical plays only, okay? Because I just have it in my mind right now that I really want to focus on physical plays. So you'll notice a lot of that for my gaming journal, and if you want to not do that, I don't care. Do whatever you want. 2025 gaming tracker, physical plays only, board gaming things. So I have the game, date that it was played, who I played it with, and who the winner was. So this needs to be updated because there's been, I think, a couple more since, but we have River Valley Glassworks. I played Final Girl, like I said, 3 times. I think I played it 1 more since then. Fliptown, Wild Gardens, Harmonies, Chlor, Civolution, Trick Taking, Harmonies. So yeah, I need to update that. And then I have another page, and this is going to continue. And I have left myself I think 20 pages, because last year I think we played like 600 plus physical plays, so I wanted to make sure that I had enough to track them all. Then at the end of the year, I'll probably do some stickers here, but I left a page for all of our 5-star plays. So anything that, or I should say mine, not Jeff's, this is my journal. So any 5-star plays, they're gonna go right here because I just wanna remember that. Then I will also do board game awards for 2025. So I'll probably list some of the different things like prettiest game, funnest game, heaviest game, best game of the year, like whatever it might be. I might do some of that, and maybe we can even turn that into a video. Who's to say? And then I think this is the last page that I have created so far. This is the board game graveyard. If you know, you know, that we don't really get rid of games because it makes me sad. But this year is the year that we are probably going to need to say goodbye to a few more games that are in our collection because the collection's just getting way too big, which I never thought that I would say. Although we are going to have a redonkulous amount of shelves in this studio. So who actually knows? But if we call them, I'll write them on the gravestones. And I've given myself enough for 2, 4, 6, 8, which is not very many considering how many games we have. So I might need to add some more pages, but that is the graveyard. Very sad. So I still have all of this space left that I can continue on creating if I want. But that's kind of where I started, you know? So I would be curious to know if you are going to be starting a gaming journal, if you have one, if there's anything else you think like, hey, you should make a layout for this or track this or do whatever. That's the gaming journal. If you're curious at all, this is my everyday bullet journal, which I've left at the studio for a couple of days. So there's some things that aren't filled out, but it's fine. Once again, we have the stickers. I love a good sticker. Actually, maybe I'll even put my Taylor Swift sticker in it because I love this sticker. This is probably like one of my favorite ones that I've made, but I am a Swiftie through and through. And it says Swiftie Gamer on the little badge, and the stars are meeples. That's fun. I haven't filled any of this out. So I do have, this is what I wanted to say about this journal versus this one. If I'm recommending either, even though this has the spiral, which isn't ideal for bullet journaling, between the two with the grid paper, I prefer this one because it has a table of contents and it has these little corners that you can chop off. And it came with all of these. So it came with the tabs that you could put in wherever. It's just better. I like the brown, but this one is just better. So I have a little table of contents to let me know where things are, but the tabs are helpful. This is an insight into my world. So maybe it's going to be TMI for some people and maybe not, but I don't really care. I'm fine to share life stuff. So my year in pixels, this is basically how I track my moods for the day or my emotional regulation. So I have everything from an amazing day, really good day, normal day, exhausted, tired day, depressed, sad day, frustrated, angry day, stressed, anxious, horrible day, sick day, and skipped. So I didn't start making this journal until mid-January. And as you can see, I've had a range of emotions, a lot of normal average days. I've had some really good days and I've had some pretty days. So once again, the same thing with like the gameplays. This is just going to be a nice visual representation to look back at and be like, oh man, I had a really good month in April and a really bad month in whatever, or just normalizing the fact that everybody feels different about things all of the time. So that's that. Then we have our habit tracker. This one I have saved a bunch of space for. So every month there will be a new one, but I'm planning on tracking kind of the same things, and I'm behind because I left it here for a few days. But if you're curious, these are the things that I am trying to track in 2025. Drinking a full water. I am clearly not good at this. Clearly. Going to bed by 11 p.m., clearly not good at that. Drawing or creating something, and I don't consider this creating something, which I know might seem weird, but this is very specifically, intentionally not channel related. So 1 hour hobby time, and the hobby time cannot be board games because I have a separate for that for play board games, and this is only physical plays. So once again, not tracking the digital plays because I'm always playing BGA. YouTube, filming, editing, I do that pretty much every day. Spend money, yep, I do that pretty much every day. Work on my game. January's not been a good month for working on my game. Read. I'm trying to read every day, which I've been very successful at. Exercised. I got 2 days in, so that's better than none. Went into the office. Did Printable, which is my online art class. I only did it once this month. Live streamed some self-care, which for me, self-care can be a bunch of different things, but I primarily track it through like taking time to do like a full-on skincare routine instead of like my normal everyday like moisturizer and crap like that. Cleaned, no work or took a break. Only 3 days in January did I take any kind of a break. So that's crazy. Traveled, and then friend time. So this is intentional friend time, whether it's like virtual friend time or like Zach came over or whatever it might be. But those are the habits that I'm tracking. Maybe I'll add some more, maybe I won't. Who's to say? Then I have movie club. So I'm in a movie club with the Table Knots crew, and we pick different movies every week. And then I'm going to put what the movie was, who picked it, and the rating. And I have a bunch more there. TV club. I'm in a TV club with Ben, Sarah, and Jeff. Same kind of deal. I don't want to show you too much of this because we are going to be making a podcast about TV club. So that's going to be coming soon, which is going to be really fun. And I have a bunch of pages for that. Books I've read in 2025 and then my goals. So I'd like to read at least 20 books, read every day, minimum 1 book per month. I've already finished 1 book, which is The Third Gilmore. And I'm 50% of the way through 2 other books. So that's good. And then I'll have my reading reviews. So the title, the type, like was it audio, Kindle, physical, rating, what I thought the pace was and how many pages it was. Then, oh yeah, and this is what I meant by like, look, I put trinkets on the shelves. Couldn't do that in the shelf of shame. I have book bingo in the same way that I have board game bingo. So I just picked a bunch of random stuff, and that's book bingo. This one is to track YouTube. So it's like, once again, this is just visually easier for me to track. Jeff and I don't really monitor subs a lot, but I thought it might be interesting to do it this year to see how much we grow and if there's a big change over month, and you know, maybe if we put out a bunch of this type of video this month, people aren't really into it. And so I'm just tracking some of that YouTube stuff here. I think that's one of the YouTube things. And this is the other YouTube thing, which I also thought would be really interesting to do, is our YouTube year in pixels in terms of the types of videos that we're putting out. So you can see, obviously, January is very top 10 heavy because we do our top 50, but these are all of the different kinds of videos that we typically do. And I thought by the end of the year, it might be nice to like look at it and be like, wow, we did a lot of this kind of video or whatever it might be. Then I have a cleaning schedule. This is very nice. This is for like things that we break down, daily tasks. I need to think of something else that was daily. And I had something and I could not remember, so I just left it there. But the dishes have to be done daily. Litter has to be done daily. Something else probably does, but I don't remember. Then I have all of our main weekly things. So like clean the kitchen, clean the bathrooms, tidy the living room and dining room, vacuum, mop, and dust, hot tub time machine. And then whether or not we actually did it. All of the monthly tasks are here, the quarterly tasks are here, and the yearly tasks are there. And then my plan is to declutter everything in 2025. So that's that. That's all that I have. I do have, just so I know which markers I've used, because there are an absurd amount of markers that come in these kinds of things. This will tell me which ones I should be looking for the pixels. And then, yeah, I'm planning on doing a bunch of other pages, but I just haven't decided what those are yet. But that's this. And I know that some people are probably like, I want to know what's going on in there. I'm not going to put that in there. Anyways, that is my just regular journal. For those that are interested, I thought that I would share a different kind of video. I know it'll be for some people and not for others, but if that's something you're into, then I'm happy to have shared it with you. One thing that I'd like to do with Cozy Gull Studios as time goes on is I want to develop a gaming journal that has everything already kind of printed in it for you, like different layouts and stuff like that. If that's something that you think you'd be interested in, let me know. And if there's anything specific that you think should go in it, like obviously play tracking and maybe the Shelf of Shame and goals and all of that stuff, but what else would you like to see in something like this? I really want to put this penguin on this penguin's name is Gunther. There, Gunther can be on there as well. He's cheering me on. You love to see it. But yeah, let me know if there's anything that you think you might like to see in terms of like an actual like produced gaming journal. Do you want dots? Do you want grid? Well, it's either going to be dots or grid. Do you want color choices? Do you want it engraved? Like, what do you want? Tell me all about it. I love to know. But that's everything that I have for the video today. Now, if you're interested in buying any of the things or knowing what I used, I'm going to put links to everything in the description, but just know that I pretty much use Amazon for like any of this stuff, or I will go to Winners, because Winners, which is TJ Maxx, TK Maxx, Marshalls, it just has like random stuff that I enjoy, like notebooks. But if you're interested in board games, then you should definitely check your friendly local gaming store. For us, that's the Boardroom Game Cafe. And if you like what you see, please subscribe. I hope to see you again soon. And now, I say goodbye. Goodbye. Fare thee well. And you're like, is that the lover card again? No, I just happened to get one that also has hearts on it, and it's very cozy. Okay, good enough. This necklace is going to be a problem. It's clink clanking. Clink clank, clink clank. Basically, I said basically. Oh wait, should I? There's not really a spot for a sticker. I'm just like constantly, can I put a sticker on this? Oh, there's a spot here. That's too big. I'm not gonna be able to put any of mine in because they're all too big. All too big. It's fine. I love it.